Hi friends! Welcome to our Disney Diary! Hi friends, welcome to our Disney Diary, diary entry number 20. I suck. We both suck. We have not done this very well and I apologize deeply. I'm still in America. This is my bedroom. I just have not uploaded since January and I leave America in 2 weeks. So it's been almost a year. We've done like 4 videos while over here. So it didn't really turn out as we hoped, but I'm happy with what we originally planned out, so that's okay. Right now I'm being as fake as possible. It's not a boring Grace t-shirt. I do have a Minnie Mouse on it. I just don't know if you can see it all that well. But I saw so many online of guest horror stories while working at DisneyWorld, and I thought, I have not actually been yelled at by a guest. Surprise, surprise, I have actually had quite a lucky time with people. I've had a couple of weird people, but I've had more magic moments than crazy guest moments. So I thought I'd help and share those with you all today. And as you guys know, I was a character attendant for the first half of my program, and then currently I do fireworks and people control at Hollywood Studios. So one of them has been through people control and fireworks. However, majority of them was from when I was a character attendant. So I have a couple stories, and I hope if you are able to get on the Disney College program, or if you're a current cast member, then you appreciate these wonderful stories because they are so precious. Number one I'm gonna start off with is Ariel and this precious little girl. She was my favorite child ever. So I worked the Christmas party with Ariel and Eric, and it was absolutely amazing. It was raining that night, so we had to go to a weather location so they wouldn't get wet. So we put them in the Disney Vacation Club booth right outside Ariel's grotto. I'll insert a picture if I can find it. And they were kind of hidden right behind this wall, so not many people knew that they were there. And we weren't making all of an effort to let people know that we were there because we kind of were just like loving the rain and loving that no one knew that we were there. So it was great. We were having a grand old chat, and the shift finished at like 12:30 in the morning, and the original set, so Ariel and Eric had to go back to their house at midnight. So it was like 11:57 and we saw this little girl. She came up. She was so precious, and I can't remember her exact name, but for privacy and everything purposes, I'm just gonna call her Scarlett Jackson. And she runs up to me, Ariel and Eric, and she says, "Hi, my name is Scarlett Jackson. I'm 4, but I'm gonna be 5 in 3 minutes." And she was so excited, and she was like running around, and her mom was like apologizing. We're like, "Don't even." And she was so funny, and she was just like with Ariel and Eric. She was hilarious. And then at 11:59, she was like, "I turned like 5 in 1 minute." And exactly on midnight, we all sung happy birthday to her. So this little precious child, Ariel, Eric, and myself all sung happy birthday to her exactly at midnight on her 5th birthday. And that has been such a precious moment for me forever. I never got a photo with Ariel and Eric when I was working with them, but it is a night that I will never forget, and it is so precious in my heart. Second story is actually from when I worked pack and fireworks. So it was really funny. I was doing a scavenger hunt in the Chinese theater in Hollywood Studios. I get kids to look at the ground and find some Disney characters, and then they get a little certificate at the end. So I was doing this with this family, and then they said, "Okay, thank you so much. Bye, we're gonna go on Star Tours now." I said, "Oh, do you have a fast pass?" And they said, "No." I said, "Well, the great thing about my job is I can take them to pretty much any ride except for Toy Story Land and just walk them onto Fast Pass, which is fabulous." So I took them over to the Star Tours Fast Pass, and they were really, really, really appreciative. And I said, "That's fine, you're good." And the little girl was dressed up as Elsa. So in that time, I was like, what else can I do for this family? Because they were really nice. So I walked over to the Frozen show because I also know a lot of people in the Frozen show. Said, "Hi, can they get VIP seating for the next show?" So they put them in VIP seating. And then they came out of Star Tours and they said, "Hi, we just want to let you know how thankful we are." I said, "No worries, where are you going now?" And they said, "The Little Mermaid show." So I took them to the Little Mermaid show, they saw it, then we came out, I took them to see Olaf, and then we went into the Frozen show and they got VIP seating. So I technically adopted them for the day, and that's been also a really funny memory. They took a photo of me, they shouted me out, you know, to guest relations, and that was amazing that I was able to make the magic for that person. And it's great that we've been able to do those kind of things, which is absolutely amazing. So the third one is a really funny character story as well. So as a character attendant, you can sometimes get something called a DCE, which is a Disney character event. It is not in the parks, well, sometimes it can be, but normally it's not in the park, and I got one of them. So I rock up to Epcot where the base is, I'm like, where am I going? And I was going to this biggest convention literally of the year at the Grand Floridian. I can't talk, with like 50 plus characters. But out of all the characters, I got Toy Story. And I was like, are you kidding me? I work Toy Story every single day. I loved them, but I was kind of over it. So my friend Casey and I, we were doing Toy Story. It was great. It was a DCE, a lot of people, but it was still like really chill. And we didn't have like that long a line as compared to all the princesses and the villains. So we were kind of just chilling. And I had Woody, Jessie, Buzz, and Bullseye. And Bullseye never meets, so that was really fun. And then all of a sudden the DJ was like, okay, let's play Cotton Eye Joe. And as an Australian, I do not know that Americans have a dance for Cotton Eye Joe, but they totally do. So all of a sudden, Woody and Jessie just broke out in dance to Cotton Eye Joe. And then the rest of the gang, Buzz and Bullseye, also started dancing to Cotton Eye Joe. And all the guests did not care. They were also dancing. So I was just like, yeah, well, everyone just started having like a dance party to Cotton Eye Joe during the DCE. And it was one of the most precious moments because I was like, this is my job. This is what I'm getting paid to do, is to not know how to dance with Woody, Jessie, Buzz, and Bullseye. So that was a really good moment as well. Number 4 is another character story because they're all character stories pretty much. I got to work the backyard barbecue at Disney's Fort Wilderness Resort, which I absolutely loved. So it's pretty much like a 4-hour shift. You go there, you take care of the characters, and then they feed you afterwards. It's fabulous. Unfortunately, it is gone now forever, but it was the best time of my life. Pretty much, it's all country themed. The characters, it's Mickey, Minnie, Chip, Dale, and Goofy, and they're all dressed in really, really cute little country outfits. And pretty much, you just do the can-can, the locomotion, you walk around with them everywhere in hay bales, and all the kids love it. And I had some really precious families then as well, but I can still remember there being like a dance section. They meet people, then they have a dance section, then they meet more people, then they have a dance section. And during the dance section, I was with Chip and Dale, and my Chip was full on doing the splits. Minnie was just like twirling around, living her best life. Mickey and Goofy were just like cowboying everywhere. And Dale was like also trying to do the splits, and it was just, again, such a surreal moment. So I will never forget that. That's very magical. And now, number 5, my last one. During the Christmas party, I was lucky enough to work with Jack and Sally, and that whole shift was an experience because the second we opened up, we were on a 3-hour wait. So people obviously really loved Jack and Sally. But I had this little girl I was talking to for like an hour as she was like progressing to get up to the line, and she was in love with Sally. She loved her so much, and she was so precious, and she was dressed like Sally, and she was not scared. Like Jack, he screams a lot, so people were really scared of him, but this little girl was like, I don't care about Jack, I want Sally. So she walks up to Sally and she gives her a little penny and she says, this is mine, but it's now your present. And then they started hugging for like 10 years. And then she wrote Sally a little letter, and she also wrote me a letter. She was like, you need to tell your friend, like, she's good and she's a good doll just like you. And I thought it was so precious. And she spent like 5 minutes with Sally, and normally the guests would get mad, but the guests did not care that she was spending like so long with Sally. And it was just so precious about how much she adored Sally. And Jack was just like, I'm just gonna let you have your moment. Like, I'm gonna step back and let you have your moment. So that was really precious, and it just realizes how much people actually love the characters and actually really do care deeply about them, because she was in such awe of Jack and Sally. So yeah, those are pretty much one of my memorable stories. Only like 3 of them had guests and the other for like my own pleasure. but they were so funny, and they're things that I'll never ever ever forget working for Disney. So I really hope that you enjoyed listening to it and are like, wow, magic can actually happen when you work at Disney, which is very surprising. Yes, unfortunately I do leave in 2 weeks, and I'm really sorry that we have like not uploaded, but pretty much it's my ship now. I don't know what Jordan's doing, so I might do some other things when I get home. I might do a recap video, but for now, this is what you get. And I apologize, but I hope it is very magical. Subscribe if you want to. If not, I don't blame you. We're terrible. Yeah. Have a good day / night wherever you are, and I will hopefully see you soon.